Welcome back to
The Baby Captains.
All right, today we wanted to share our appreciations to all our listeners, subscribers, and followers through all our social medias and also YouTube channel. And I believe Gabriel has one special shout out to one of our young listeners.
Yeah, we are very appreciated and we are thankful to you. All the support that we have because of you. I have a special thank note to Noel, this guy. It's been great. He's been waiting on our videos every week.
On the clock.
On the clock, waiting. He one time we missed the clock for 1 minute, and he's like, "I don't see your video. Can you send me the link?" So we really appreciate your support on social media, on YouTube. We appreciate that you have subscribed and
you enjoy.
And we really hope that you are enjoying with us these videos because we really enjoy them. Behind the cameras and with the cameras, we're laughing like all the time.
We try our best. We really try.
So, have you been at the airport? You checked in. You are at the airport on time. You're waiting for your vacation, and you heard this announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you.
Yeah, that very sad announcement. Welcome to
IROPs.
So, what's IROPs?
In short, Irregular Operations. It's a fancy code for the airlines that something went wrong and it's going to turn snowball. So today we're going to break down into telling you that what is IROPs, when and why it happens, and how it makes a chaotic mode into the airlines.
So IROPs, or Irregular Operations, it's when the normal flows breaks apart. It could be for many reasons, or it could be one reason on top of the other one, or it can be just a mix of everything. Something that comes to my mind, it could be a maintenance issue, it could be weather, it could be a technical issue, it could be pilots, it could be crew, it could be anything, to be honest.
It's like one link breaks and the entire chain broke. Just like how the domino effects, when you knock down one domino and all the other parts just fall apart. How about we start off with the most obvious one that come into my mind, the Mother Nature.
Just before we go with the nature, if you think like the domino effect, you touch one and then everything goes down. That's how thousands of flights get delayed.
Thousands of passengers
get delayed or reroute.
Hundreds of crews
get delayed or timing out. So yeah, weather.
Mm-hmm.
Weather, it's the Mother Nature and it's
uncontrollable.
The biggest feeling.
I like that.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we might have a delay or maybe an IROPS. In Florida, very common at this time of the year, some hurricanes coming. So that means one flight will be delayed and then the next one will be delayed and the next one. That's in the summer, maybe in the winter, some ice operations. It could be anything.
Yeah, and to my Florida residents, it is pretty normal. Hurricanes come, hurricanes goes, and... Sorry? No way, Gabriel. An hour later? An hour later? An hour later? I can see the cancellations is coming. No! Yeah, this is what happened. Way before the storms kicks in. So, some airlines or companies, carriers, they will take preemptive actions. So, for say, there's a hurricane coming into Florida, and that's what some of the airlines will take that actions of cancel your flights way before you departing to the airport. And that's how they wanted to keep you string away from stuck in the airport, getting the notifications of delay for 4 or 5 hours. And at the end, only you notify that you cancel and time to go home. While you might be stuck in the rain because hurricane's coming.
Yeah, and then you might think it's only the passengers that are delayed or canceled, but everyone is holding on a standby. We have rampers, we have ground crew, we have flight crew, we have schedulers, dispatchers. Everyone is waiting because if you think we're like a giant puzzle that all the pieces just flew off the table. Everyone is like a big body, but now everyone is on standby because we also don't know if the flight is going to be canceled or delayed.
Yes, everyone have no clue And that puzzles will end with delays, misconnections,
And worst case scenario,
cancellations. And nobody likes to hear that words, including all of us. And how about right now, since we have already talked about the biggest culprit, weather, how about we continue to list all of them?
yeah.
What comes to your mind first, Gabriel?
First things first, you need an airplane. If you don't have an airplane, guess what? You're not going anywhere.
Nobody in, nobody out.
So if you have an inbound flight, but the inbound flight is delayed, guess what? Your flight might get delayed. Just a tip, you can go check where's your plane in the websites on a flight radar, on a flight tracker. You can also check it on the apps for the airline.
Most of
Usually
the airlines, yeah.
they have where is my plane question, and you just click it, and then you see if your inbound flight is delayed, there's a good chance your outbound flight will be delayed too.
Exactly. And what happened to the crew now? The original pairing crew that's supposed to take you from your departing for, say, Orlando up to Philly, they are not there as well because they are not getting into Orlando to pick you up. So now what you have, and crew scheduling is going to be cracking their head, figure out that maybe your standby crew. So those reserve pilots is going to be taken into actions and come in maybe to rescue you and see how further the operations can go. What next?
Well, now also one more thing, talking about crews, there's something that as humans we get tired. So there's a limit, there's a limitation that we can work for.
Legally.
There's a certain amount of time that we can work for, and it depends on what time did we start and how many legs we have. But let's just give this example of 12 hours. So if we're reaching close to our 12-hour limit, we are gonna time out as pilots, and we're not legal to fly after those 12 hours. And guess what? You will have
Further delay.
one more time. What else do you have?
Guess what? I am Philly-based captain, and these days, I'm sure our aviation lovers or our frequent flyers, you might hear something about our short staffing in air traffic controllers pool. So New York controllers and Washington controllers are pretty much, they are lack of staff. And guess what? Philly base squeezing between these two big, busiest airspace in the United States. We are like the what? Unwanted child between these two airspaces. So yeah, we will get our flow time into Philly, for example. And that is because the amount of the volume of one air traffic controllers can handle up in the sky, they are like the sky, the eyes in the sky. So they have limitations too. There are only certain amount of the planes that they can guard safely when we are flying.
So if you have weather and then everyone is on a ground stop, then every airplane is going, after the weather gets better, every single airplane is going to try to get out of the airport.
Yes.
But an ATC controller can handle just this amount of traffic.
That's right. So you are getting into the queue, but you have to wait for your queue until you are called. So that's how everything get delays once Mother Nature kicks in, and then pilots has limitation. ATC also have limitations. So that's how another further
delay.
Here we go.
And one more thing that comes to my mind are the unexpected maintenance. You know what? We have this all the time. We're getting ready. Now the weather is good. Now there's no more ground stops. Then you have a new pilot. You show up to the airplane, and guess what? There's an unexpected maintenance. Just a small light bulb, if it's critical, it can ground your airplane
for the entire flight.
So you will have
another delay.
As we just talked about maintenance delays, unexpected delays, we can also have technological issues. Technological issues, if the system goes down, guess what?
Another delay.
Yeah, because we have no system, we cannot board, we cannot go, we
cannot get the numbers. That's it.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah, so that's another reason for an IROP.
And guess what? It will add up the more spices if you only have 45 minutes connection flight booking? How about you're running, you finally get to your connecting destinations, running through to the gate, and when you reach the gate, you figure out that the door just closed, the plane just left. And how about right now, you have to be going back to the queue in the customer assistant front desk to have reroute. And guess what? You are not alone because there are another 200 passengers also with you trying to get their connecting flight reroute. And just some small tips actually. 45 minutes connection flights, not enough. Let's Gabriel talk about how his base treating him with 45 minutes connections flight.
Yeah, I'm Charlotte based, and then it's a big airport. If you walk from E to A, it's about 25-minute walk. And if you have a 45-minute connection, then there's a good chance that you might miss your connection. Now, if you have a short delay of 10 minutes, then that means you have 35 minutes. Remember, we start boarding about 35 minutes before our departure time.
And so, it's all going to be close.
You're just getting to the airport while the other flight is already boarding. Mm-hmm. The other flight can close 10 to 15 minutes prior. Mm-hmm. So there's a good chance that you might miss those connection. And that's why you see a lot of people sprinting from Terminal E to Terminal A all the time.
Yes, I definitely see all of them. And I was once part of them too. All right, and let's be real. This is not just for you, the passenger's side. It's all for everyone, the crew, dispatchers, schedulers, ATC, and all ground handlers, and also gate agents. So we're all having a long, stressful day, as you do too.
Yeah, it's a stressful day for everyone. And then we're just trying to fix it. We are trying to put all the parts up again. We're trying to make things work. We're not magicians. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So the next time that you are flying and then you hear irregular operations, just know it's not easy. And then it's not just you, it's everyone getting affected.
Not easy day for any one of us. And I know that there's someone also not having an easy day yesterday. How about let that somebody to tell us his story?
So if you think your flight maybe got delayed for one reason or another, I got all the reasons yesterday. First,
I can be the witness.
My flight was at 6 o'clock. My flight got delayed 10 minutes because we didn't have a crew.
Crew issue.
So the pilot showed up, but we didn't have flight attendants. So we got delayed for another 20 minutes. Nothing bad, 30-minute delay, nothing crazy.
Easy.
We got flight attendants, they show up, they did their checks, they started boarding. We boarded, and they just found out that there was a ground stop in Orlando.
Weather.
We got this weather, we got a ground stop, so we had to wait in the airplane for an hour. We finally got the ground stop lifted in Orlando, so we start pushing out of the gate so we can go to our
active runway, waiting for takeoff.
Yeah, so we can taxi and go to the runway, but we got a wheels up time because now there's a ground stop in Orlando, but it was only 20 minutes after, which is pretty good.
Yes.
Once we have IROPs 20 minutes, it's pretty good.
Yes, it's pretty good.
So we were like, oh, finally, we're getting out of here. We're waiting for 20 minutes, and there was an issue. Some technical issues here because we were waiting on the baggage number count so we can calculate our weight and balance and we can calculate our performance numbers. Without those numbers, we're not able to take off.
System failure.
Yep, so we were waiting on those numbers, and you know what? We missed our wheels up time. So what happened if you miss your wheels up time? Then you have to go back to the queue. And then now they give us a new wheels up time of 8:30, which was an hour after the first wheels up time. So now we got a new wheels up time, and you know what?
Yeah. You know what? It's about time. I need to go. As a pilot, I cannot. My duty time is up.
So our ground crew was timing out by then. So after almost 3 hours in the airplane, inside the airplane, we went back to the gate. We went back to the gate and we were waiting for new pilots that were on reserve or available pilots that were, I don't know, free or something. It took them.
You look so helpless and hopeless right now.
It took them 3 hours to get a different pilot. My flight that was supposed to be here in Orlando about 8 o'clock. We didn't make it until.
Midnight, maybe?
Well, actually, they departed at 11, so maybe they make it here by almost 1 a.m.
Wow.
It was a whole chaos. So yeah, it's not only you, it's only me. I got delays too. I also suffer like you.
Totally. I was once there too, from Philly.
Yeah, we are also we know we are pilots, we're commuters, so we're passengers all the time.
Yeah.
So we also suffer like you. Sometimes it goes very easy, like her day yesterday.
Yes, it was perfect. Yesterday.
She finished, she took a flight and she was here on time. Perfect.
And when the time I got back here, gave him a call and said, "Where are you?" Somewhere, still in the aircraft. Where are you now? 3 hours later, still in the aircraft.
Yeah, so these things happen. They are delays for everyone.
Thankfully, it's not every day. But once it's in IROPs, it's going to be an unforgettable memory for everyone. And everyone has an interesting story to tell.
To be honest, IROP season fan, having a 3, 4, 5 hour delay is not cool. But you only notice it if it happens to you, because most of the time it goes smooth.
Totally agree. And on top of that, please be patient, be kind, and also maybe have some snacks in your bag. Whenever IROPs happen, it will help a lot.
So if you have any cool story, you have some delays or some cancellations, please share with us in the comments. We'll be happy to read with them and we'll suffer with you. We've been there too. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the like, share button, and comment down below some stories from you. We will suffer with you. We'll be sharing with the others.
May your flight went smooth and
what?
May your flights went smooth and also shorten the delays.
Oh,
and also may the force be with you.
Peace out.